All right, guys. Well, usually you're on the couch with Woody, but today we are in Tamworth Country Music Festival 2024, and I have the pleasure of introducing two of the members of Hurricane 4. I guess these guys have been going, they'll tell us how long they've been going for, but they're the lead singer, Jessie, and their lead guitarist, Luke. Welcome, Jessie.
How you going, Woody?
Good to see you, mate.
Hey, man.
Thanks, Luke, for coming down.
Thanks for having us.
We'll start with Jessie, mate. Let's go back to where Hurricane 4 evolved and where it began, mate. What year and how long have you been cutting your teeth?
It's sort of it's a mixture because we come into the festival. I've grown up in Tamworth, obviously, and got around here and played around with the boys a bit. Pepper and myself, we had a cover band to start with, and then we'd done a festival, and we went, we might kick into the country gear. So that was about 8 years ago. I think we'd officially kicked the band off. It might be longer than that now.
Yeah. 8 years.
Yeah. Wheels wasn't discovered yet. So, but we've been playing around the festival for a while. We've done our first sort of lot of shows of Hurricane 4 with a guy called Cody Prevost from Canada.
Yep.
And that was what kind of spun us into the web of country music and got us going to what we wanted to do. And we've done a bit of writing and stuff, and it sort of come out a bit more country than we thought we were. So we decided to roll with it and went, I think this is the avenue we need to travel.
100%. Like, you guys are crossover country, 100%, I reckon. Like, even like myself, like you're not just hardline. You're really shaping your own sound, especially the last couple of years. I've noticed with your songs, you're really trying to create your own brand. Is that important as an artist, or do you think, sort of reinventing what's out there and putting your own spin on it? Is it really important to you guys to sort of shape your own sound?
I think it's whatever we write. We sort of write what we write and bring into the studio.
I don't think it's conscious, really.
No.
It just sort of turns out, when you play it, it sounds like, you can't sound like anybody but you anyway, I think. Yeah, so you just end up, it just turns into it, doesn't it? It starts out as like a strummer.
Yeah.
So you got Pepper D-Roy?
Yep.
Yeah, that's his stage. He's on bass guitar and he sings a lot. You guys go almost song for song, but then you have these really cool harmonies that you lock in. That's a real feature of your sound.
Yeah, we like to see ourselves as the two lead singers, and we really try and push that. And
like Kiss.
Yeah.
Without the makeup.
I don't know. We've had some photo shoots with a lot of makeup.
Yeah, that's right. Awesome. So you got two front men, so to speak. Tell us the rest of the band and the names of the band and what instruments they play.
We got Lachlan Coffey on drums and percussion. Mm-hmm. And pad.
Yeah. Electronic.
And standing up.
Yeah, standing. That's exactly right.
And Tim Tricky, we've got. He's on keys and guitar. He sort of just started as the guitarist in the band, and then he had this secret creativity on how great he was on piano, but he never really told us.
He's a great keys player.
Yeah,
he's a great keys player.
Yeah.
So that's my kind of dream lineup when I do a band. I think bass, guitar, even a singer that plays rhythm. Keys and drums. Like, there's really not many songs you can't do.
That's the Bon Jovi formula, isn't it? Yeah.
That's right. So let's go on to that just quickly. Like, where did your influences come from? We'll start with you, Luke. You joined the band, the last to join the band as the lead guitarist. And how many years you've been in the band?
Oh, how long has it been now? Be 6
years.
Yeah, about 6 years.
6 years. And you've made it your own.
I know.
Yeah, you've made it your own, mate. Like, you really have. You fit the mold exactly, and you're a great player. But where does your influence come when you're putting it to Hurricanes music? Where's your history, your lineage of guitar playing?
Look, a lot of classic rock stuff, and that's sort of what I grew up playing. It's like just rock and roll stuff, 90s rock and things like that. And then I'd say I grew up in parks, so there's a lot of country musters and things. So I was always sort of connected to that and had to learn, even if I didn't want to back then. I had to learn to play a bit of country.
Yeah, of course.
And then you hear Keith Urban and Garth Brooks and stuff like that come along in the 90s, and you go,
this is cool.
Perhaps I could go that way,
Where's my hat?
Yeah.
He found it.
He found his hat.
But as a player, I started as a rock player. Yeah, but
well, so is Keith.
Yeah,
really,
that's right. And we all are. We all just play blues different ways, really. Yeah, they're my two main influences, sort of rock and blues,
Awesome.
Yeah.
And what about you, Jesse? Like, where was your, like, have you, I mean, I know your dad's very well known in the industry as well, especially the country scene, but were you exposed to music right from a young age because of that, the fact that your dad's that entertainer?
Yeah, pretty much, because he's been working on the festival, helping out over the last 25 years sort of thing.
Yeah.
And I'm obviously born and bred here, and I had that influence around me a lot growing up.
Yep.
And I used to go out when I was 11 and 12 and help him roll leads and stuff for Shopping World or like just
That's crazy.
little gigs and big gigs, and it sort of grew up around that. And then obviously Amy, my sister, she's a big music influence of mine as well.
Of course.
But I think it's just growing up, being in the car and travelling and that sort of stuff when I was younger for Dad to go and do his gigs, that I kind of got the music bug there, where I'd sit in the back and have my headphones on, me Discman or Walkman, and then and sing along in the back of the car and get him to yell at me and tell me to shut up. But yeah, and then when I sort of got around to 16 and that, it was like, I think that phase that everyone goes through and does rock and metal and stuff at school, and that's kind of where I started doing the pub gigs. We'd have the open mic nights down here at the Albert Hotel when they were open, and and get up and play our first shows, just doing Shimmer and Wonderwall and all that stuff, all the stuff that everyone plays, everyone knows. So that was where it hit, and then I think I found Rascal Flatts was kind of one of the first country music bands that I listened to, and then it grew from there, just the love of different artists that I'd found through the way. So Pepper actually got me on the Florida Georgia line, and that was like a big kick over for me to go, yeah, right, yeah, let's go.
This is
if we can be in this sort of category where we're doing rock and country stuff, it's really cool. So
that's great. So would that be right in saying like that you sort of you got the bug, so to speak, from those car trips with your dad?
Yeah.
Like you sort of had that. Because I'll get the same question to Luke. When was because I always ask this, I love it. Like for me, it was Dreamworld, listening to the 4-part harmonies of the Barbershop Quartet, these old guys with straw hats.
Yeah.
And I was like 4 or 5, Mum said, she's just staring at them. She couldn't drag me away. So when was your first memory of music, and when you knew, especially of performing and that love of entertaining?
When I fell in love with music, and we didn't have music in the house when I was a kid, it was just no one played, or we didn't even play records or anything. But at my grandma's house, there was a cassette tape and had this guitar, and it was Brothers in Arms, Dire Straits. And I went, oh, well, I'll see what this does.
Yeah.
I heard that intro with the big drums build up, and I heard that guitar riff, and I went, I don't even know what that is. Whatever that is the best thing that I've ever heard. And I could see it, I just pictured it. I figured it's definitely not on that Dobro that's on the front of it, but I went, that is the best, whatever it is.
It looks cool as well.
Yeah, and I just remember being drawn to that. About 10?
10,
yeah. And then I was just bugged my parents for a cassette player, because that was my road into music, you know? Yeah. And then used to go to school and swap tapes and things with kids, and like, oh, AC/DC, Motley Crue, go home and tape it in 50th generation, or Hissy.
That's right.
But that's how I discovered it, just by accident.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And so so for you guys, like, I'd also like to ask this question as well, like what, because there's a lot of young people that watch these things that we do as the older musicians, not the older. But what would something that you'd say to somebody, because I really think it's important, if we don't invest in the younger generation and spend the time, you were just down at your merch table after Fan Zone, that's so important. And I said to Ali Friendship after we did our show, as soon as you finish, straight to the merch. And we stood there, they were lining up to get photos. But I really feel like that's the future, like of music and sustaining music. What advice would you give? That's the most important advice I give to the young people. I say, be good to your fans. That's the one thing I live by. What would you say to the kids? It can be advice with your instrument or what?
Learn your craft.
Learn your craft.
Just learn it. There's so many guys. You'll get lucky, and there's guys that can't play so well that have really great careers, or often short. But if you learn your craft, you'll always find a job, and you'll be able to play, and you'll still be viable throughout your career.
What your age is.
That'll never go out of style, being able to read and
well.
play well.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, just learn to play.
Awesome.
You know? Yeah.
What do you reckon, Jesse? Like for the younger
I think
generation?
the age-old answer is everyone says practice, practice, practice. Isn't that that's the key thing to get into it? But I think, just finding something you enjoy doing too is like to put your heart into it. You know, you got to put your
that's
heart into
really
it.
important.
Yeah.
You've got to enjoy it.
Yeah.
If you enjoy it, you'll do it.
And it comes across, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, often, not all the time, but often, every now and then I get these kids that are talking about, whatever it is, like the show that they got to be on, for instant gratification, instant fame, money. There's no, especially the country
Well, you're
scene.
in the wrong business.
And it keeps you honest, doesn't it? But doesn't it
Don't
keep,
be music.
don't be music. But doesn't it keep you honest? Like the fact that, but in a weird way, I like the fact that there's a pecking order and that you have to keep climbing because you feel satisfaction out of that. Like you've built it from nothing. You guys have got a lot of songs already.
For something that's such a grubby business sometimes, there's a certain purity to that.
Yeah, there
Whereas
is.
if you're either selling tickets or you're not.
Yeah, that's right.
People want to see what you're doing or, or they
that's
don't,
right. That's good,
Excellent.
Okay, so Jesse, you've got a lot of music out there. Everyone can just Google Hurricane Fall. They'll come up. They've got a great website and all of their socials. It's Hurricane Fall, isn't it?
Yep.
Tonight, if you're in Tamworth, when you come to the festival, if you come next year as well, you've got to look these guys up and see. They do a ticketed show. Tonight, tell us what the fans can expect. And the people that will watch this will probably be post the festival, so they're going to get excited about next year. Tell us what to expect at a Hurricane Fall show.
Well, this one's a new one for us this year. We thought we'd amp it up and celebrate playing at the festival so many years, and we thought we'd just have one big party for the night. So it is an 18s only show tonight.
Okay.
But we're gearing up to have a really big one. We've got.
Well, we released a single called Hoedown.
Yeah.
So we've based the theme kind of around that.
Oh, that's awesome. You're putting on a show. You've put a lot of thought into it as well, yeah.
Well, depending on the club, it's anything goes.
Any
kind
band,
of atmosphere, isn't
We'll
it?
see what the
Anything
guidelines
goes,
are.
okay.
We're going to check with the guidelines. I think there's a lot.
Come back in the morning.
legal.
Come back in the morning to apologise.
Yeah.
We're back to
Come back.
apologise.
Well, it's easier to apologise than
blank-
ask for permission, isn't
That's
it?
right, exactly, yeah.
And a blank check
In a blank sheet, yeah.
for damages.
And just quickly as well, what's on the radar? And I should also mention Hurricane Fall are the support backing band for Lee Kernaghan. And you got that gig about a year ago, was that right, or 6 months ago?
Probably a bit over.
Bit
over a year now, yeah.
Yeah, and that would have been a pretty cool moment.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. Oh, Wheels
yeah.
and I were actually in the car together when we got the phone call. So
Yeah.
You would have looked at each other.
Oh well, we had a 7-hour drive ahead of us from Denny Ute Muster, and
Right.
we were pretty tired. And then that kind of pepped us up. We got that call pretty quick into the drive, so we were like, we were buzzing the whole way home.
Yeah,
so
fantastic.
It's cool to get to have that experience to jump up on stage with Lee and get to do his shows and stuff.
And for an artist like still climbing the ranks to have that audience that you can go and do your set. You do your set at the start, do you? Like you do a Hurricane Fall, or it's incorporated into the show, is it? Or
Yeah, it depends on the gig.
Depends on the gig, yeah.
But yeah, often we do.
often you get to play some of your songs and that. Yeah. Cool. So just quickly, 2024. What are we looking at? Are we looking at another more releases? Is there an
We've
album?
got to
on the
get off
way?
our butt and do some more
We've
writing.
got to do
But
some more
yeah,
writing and more releases, and then we're aiming at an album at some point, whether it will be this year or next year. But
They take time, don't
Towards
they?
the end of the year,
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
thinking.
thinking it'll be around there. Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for spending some time with not on the couch with Woody, but Tamworth Country Music Festival.
In the chair.
In the chair.
In the garden.
Thank you, boys. I really appreciate it. And as I said, make sure you check them out. Just Google them and go to all of their socials. Hurricane Fall. It's the band that you got to see in the next couple of years. They'll be doing some big things. Get your boots on.
In a world driven by visuals, every frame tells a story. Every moment captures emotion. At Speedy Tech Media, we breathe life into your vision. Our dedicated team of experts craft unforgettable experiences. We don't just shoot videos, we create memories that last a lifetime. Join us in making your dreams a reality. Elevate your brand with Speedy Tech Media. Contact us today. Let's tell your story together.